everyone, welcome back to Hands-Free Studying for the MBE, brought to you by Brainscape. These upcoming criminal procedure questions cover trial rights and procedures. All right, let's get started. Question 1. What is a grand jury? A grand jury is a group of people who act as an investigative body to determine whether there is sufficient probable cause to bring charges against a suspect. Grand juries are required for all criminal felonies that are charged by the federal government. Question 2. What is a grand jury indictment? A grand jury indictment is issued by the grand jury upon a finding of probable cause in light of all the evidence presented. This indictment formally charges the defendant with the crime. Question 3. Are witnesses entitled to Miranda warnings in a grand jury proceeding? No, because witnesses are not in custodial interrogation. This is true even if the witness is the defendant. Question 4. Are grand jury proceedings conducted in secret? Yes. Grand jury proceedings are conducted in complete secrecy. There is no judge present, and only the prosecutor and the witnesses called by the grand jury are present. Question 5. Does the defendant have a right to present evidence or confront witnesses in a grand jury proceeding? No. Question 6. Is the prosecutor required to disclose exculpatory evidence in a grand jury proceeding? No. Question 7. What rights does a witness have in a grand jury proceeding? A witness has permission to leave the grand jury room and consult with their lawyer outside before answering a grand jury question. However, there is no right to counsel inside a grand jury room because the proceedings are closed and secret. Question 8. Does double jeopardy apply in grand jury proceedings? No. Failure for one grand jury to issue an indictment does not preclude another jury from issuing an indictment for the same crime later on. Question 9. Can a grand jury hear evidence that would be inadmissible at trial? Yes. A grand jury can hear evidence that would be inadmissible at trial, including hearsay or illegally obtained evidence. Question 10. What actions can a grand jury take pursuant to its investigatory powers? A grand jury can both subpoena witnesses as well as subpoena documents. And that's the end of your 10 flashcard study round. To reach full mastery, remember to study in Brainscape. Our mobile and web app uses the latest in spaced repetition techniques, allowing you to optimize your study time and track your progress down to the finest detail. But of course, when you're driving, cooking, exercising, or otherwise unable to navigate the app, be sure to keep listening to the rest of this hands-free studying playlist. No matter what subject you're learning and what method you're studying it, Brainscape helps you rise to your challenge.